Let's talk about proper lane usage, shall we? There are a few different things that come to mind when driving and seeing people that don't know the rules of the road. First example, I was just at a red light. Light turned green. No green arrow, just a green light. I'm turning right. The car coming toward me from the opposite way is turning left. Now, if we were turning onto a one-lane road, I would have the right of way because I am closer to that turn than the other driver. However, we're turning onto a two-lane road, both going the same direction. They can go at the same time as me. If you're not aware of that, if you are the oncoming traffic turning left, you don't have to yield to anyone. You have every right to turn into the lane closest to you. So as I'm turning right, I can turn into the lane closest to me, and they're turning left and can turn into the lane closest to them, and we can both go on our merry way without any issues. In fact, if you're looking for an insurance claim, go ahead and make that turn confidently, because if they turn into the other lane and hit you, that's on them. That is 100% their fault for not sticking to the rules of the road. So that's turning. Now, if the light had remained, I was not the first in line, so I couldn't just turn right on the red light as I normally would. Right on red is okay. Right on red circle, regular red light is okay if there are no signs posted. If there are signs posted that say no right on red, you can't turn right when the light is red. You can't do it, no matter if cars are coming or not. It is against the rules. Integrity, people. Have some. You can never, ever, 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 ever turn left on a red. Never. And I see this more often than I should. People get impatient. They turn left when it's red because no cars are coming. You cannot do that. It's not allowed. Just don't. If there is a red arrow, and there is only one instance in my entire life in our local community where there is actually a red arrow to the right. There are red arrows to the left all the time. Red arrow to the right. I've only ever seen one of these. Ever. And if that arrow is red, you can't turn at all. That is essentially a no turn on red sign. It just happens to be an arrow. You can turn right on a red circle if there's no sign. You cannot turn right on a red arrow whether there is a sign or not. You can't do it. It's not allowed. It's against the rules of the road. You got your license, you signed a contract to obey the rules of the road. Okay? That's why your signature is on your license. That's your contract saying, I agree and understand the terms and conditions that apply when I am behind the wheel of a vehicle. Other lane usage things. On the interstate, the left lane is for passing. This one frustrates me to no end. Sometimes, yes, admittedly, I'll catch myself hanging out in the left lane longer than I should, but I'll realize, especially if there's somebody coming up behind me, that I need to quickly get over and get out of the way. It is not a cruising lane. This is one of the top reasons for all the increased traffic that I've experienced and that I'm sure some people watching this, if they're driving vehicles, have experienced as well. You cruise in the right lane, no matter how fast you're going. 65, 70, 75, 80 miles an hour, it doesn't matter. You stay in the right lane until you have to pass someone. Once you pass them, move back over. Even if there's another car coming up that you could pass, move back over. Don't hang out in the left lane. It backs everything up. It's not an okay thing to do. On state highways, it's different. Like right now, I'm on a 4.5 lane highway, the half being the center lane that's for turning. 2 lanes going north, 2 lanes going south. I'm in the left of the 2 lanes going north. That is not a passing lane. It is not the same as an interstate. Okay? Cruising traffic can hang out in either lane on a state highway. On an interstate, you cannot do that. Okay. But one of these people needs to go faster or slower so I can get back into the right lane where I need to make my turn from. Thank you. All right. Merging. I'm about to do this. When merging onto the interstate, you, as the person merging, have to yield to the other traffic. You cannot expect interstate traffic to slow down and get out of your way when you're merging on. It is not safe. It is not the law. You, as the merger, must yield. That being said, the junction that I am turning onto right now has multiple merges into the same lane. Once I make my merge and I'm in the temporary merging lane, there's another ramp that comes on. And I always run into some people a few times a week that think that they get to go first because they're further along. They're almost to the actual interstate road. No. Anytime you're merging into traffic, you have to yield. It is your job to yield to the oncoming traffic. That being said, semi-trucks, if anybody watching this is or knows a semi-truck driver, if there is no traffic in the left lane and you see people merging, please move over. Please. It's just safer. If nobody's coming, just move over. It's just the nice thing to do. It makes us that are merging on feel more confident, feel safer. We don't have to speed up or slow down and try to get around you. Just move over. And then once we're on, we'll either pass you or we'll hang back and you can move back into your right lane where you're comfortable. Okay? Okay. One more thing on switching lanes or moving lanes. Driving in the lane that you're supposed to. Use a turn signal before you hit your brake lights. If you're changing lanes on the interstate, hit your turn signal, count to 3, and then move over. Simple. Very simple. Once you've done what you need to, hit your turn signal again, move back to where you came from. If you're turning off of a road onto a perpendicular road, turn signal before brake lights. Don't slow down and then flip on your turn signal. Everybody behind you will be mad. You've probably been behind somebody and been mad at them for it, so do it correctly so others learn. And then one of my personal things that I just do out of habit, if you're exiting the interstate, throw your turn signal on. Even if you're in an exit-only lane, throw your turn signal on to show that you're exiting about a quarter mile before you actually need to exit. Half mile if you're feeling really nice. But just let the people behind you know that you're exiting and they can move over because you're going to be slowing down to get on the ramp. Just be courteous. Traffic would be a lot lighter and people would be a lot nicer if we all just paid attention to the rules that we signed up to follow. It's real easy. Real easy. So, if you don't know, there's some updated rules of the road. I'll have another video or two on some other things that you need to pay attention to, like headlights, when to turn them on, when to not have them on. Okay? That's one in particular thing. So, be on the lookout for some upcoming videos on those. If you don't want to follow those rules, then don't drive a car. At least don't drive one around me. Because I will yell at you from the comfort and safety of my own cabin here. And you will go off thinking that you are better than everyone else as an ignoramus. We'll say an ignoramus. So just pay attention. Read your handbook. Refresh your mind. It doesn't take long. See you tomorrow.